What's up? Brandon Lilly here. I've been getting a few questions about my current diet because I've been posting a lot of pictures about it on Instagram, and it's kind of sparked a little bit of a conversation through there. People are asking about what I'm doing, and actually what I'm doing is just a 10-day carb restriction, and I'll give you a little bit of background on why I'm doing that. After my injuries, my body weight was over 330 pounds, and for many reasons, one being, on injured legs, not really wanting to try to move around with 330 pounds, but, because of the painkillers that I was on, being immobile, not working out, just, I guess, being depressed a little bit, not really having an appetite. So my weight dropped drastically, and over the course of a couple months, I was down almost 50 pounds. So I went from 330-ish down to 280-ish, and it was just a really kind of shocking to see how quickly I lost the weight. And like I said, I wasn't eating anything. I mean, the first 6 days after my surgery, I would have one serving of like oatmeal and a banana per day. It was that bad. So long story short, when I got back, as many of you will hear through various media sources, through Mark Bell's podcast or a video that Mark Bell's putting together or stuff that I've talked about, Mark encouraged me to do his meet and said, brother, if we even have to just lay you on the bench and you can do reps or whatever, that's what we're going to do. So I got myself back in the mindset of having a goal to shoot for, and the goal was I want to bench 500 pounds. And then the goal slowly became, well, my legs feel good enough, I could stiff leg something. I want to deadlift 500 pounds and bench 500 pounds. And then slowly but surely, through physical therapy and things like that, doing 500,000 leg presses and so on and so forth, I was like, I want to get my body back to where I can squat something, even if it was just the bar. So I really had to push my body weight back up to get my strength levels up. And that's what I did. I was just on a very, very clean diet, clean foods, but a ton of carbs, upwards of 650 to 800 carbs a day. A few of those servings coming from Torrent, from Universal, but primarily my main carb source was oats, cream of rice, sweet potatoes, and jasmine rice. And I was packing on quite a bit of food every single day. And by the time I got to the meet, I weighed in at 308 pounds. I was truly about 311, 312 on a day-to-day basis. I'd been a little higher than that, but I just felt bad, so I came down. And really what I'm doing now is giving my body a break from all the carbs and from all the heavy eating, like the pushing. So lately, my diet's been around 300 to 325 grams of protein a day, sub 50 grams of carbs per day, and 200 to 225, 250 grams of fats per day. Most of my meals consist of, I'll have eggs in some capacity. I like the whole eggs because you get the fat there, you get the higher protein content. But sometimes I've been doing egg whites just because I'm trying to keep my weight down a little bit, get it back down below 300. And then I'm always having at least a cup to a cup and a half of greens, from spinach or broccoli. Those are my two favorites. And tons and tons and tons of tomatoes. I don't know why, but in the last 3 to 4 months, really since my injury, I've been craving tomatoes. I love them, and I've never liked them before in my life. I've also been eating some cottage cheese. It's something, again, that's got a few carbs in it, trace carbs, but it's got good fat because I'm getting whole fat cottage cheese, and I'm also getting some protein from that. And other fat sources, I'm eating almonds, walnuts, coconut oil, olive oil. One of the things I posted today on Instagram is what I call the power and energy coffee. I'm putting coconut oil directly into the coffee along with protein, a scoop, as well as the Tarani caramel syrup. And anyway, that's something that I drink. It's an easy 20 grams of protein, an easy 15, 20 grams of fats, no carbs. And it's really been pretty simple for me because I like the dedication of it. I like to push my body. And as of today, I weighed in, it's been 6 days since Mark's meet, and I've dropped 11 pounds. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that was fat. It was probably mostly water. I would like to think that I've dropped a couple pounds of fat, but I would say somewhere in the neighborhood of 7-8 pounds of water for sure. My goal is by Monday to get under the 300 mark, and then I have an extended goal of getting down to 290, 280, somewhere in that range, and then either staying there and trying to pack as much muscle into that frame as possible, somewhere, kind of a goal body type, and I'm saying this kind of laughing at myself, but, Stan Efferding and I are nearly the same height, and he was a 265, 270 pound guy when he competed, so I could very easily see myself trying to strive to get to that level, on that kind of frame. So, and it's really just trying to challenge my body in different ways, talking to doctors and so on and so forth. I mean, yeah, being 330 pounds feels good. You feel strong. You feel jacked as hell. But then you also have the downside where you don't sleep very well. You breathe like a fucking bear. You just get winded easily. So I think for my lifestyle, and longevity, I think getting myself, around and under the 300 pound mark and giving myself to compete as a 308 and 275 in the future is what's going to be best for me. It's going to be the best for my body. It's going to be the best for, staying alive longer, feeling better. And as I said, 311, 312 last week, I wasn't feeling the best. I felt better than I did at 330. But today I sit here at 301 and I feel really good. I feel like I can move. I feel like I can sleep. And I have energy. So that's all it's about, just challenging myself to do different things. The injury has actually been a blessing in disguise. It's opened my mind and opened my eyes to a lot of different things. Plus, it's kind of taken the pressure off, When you get to a certain level, people expect certain things, and raising the bar is always awesome. But this way, I kind of get to set new ground rules for myself. I get to experiment a little bit with my body. I get to experiment a little bit more with my training. I am going to be doing the kind of training. It's going to be a variation of the cube. But what we're going to do is we're going to do the main movement as a powerlifting kind of theme, as far as going heavy, going for reps, or going for speed. And then all my accessory work is going to be for muscle building, for hypertrophy, or however you say that word. I don't know. I always said hypertrophy, but that kind of mass gaining training to build as much muscle as I possibly can into my body. So in the next 4 to 5 days, you're going to see my diet change again from this low carb restriction type diet to more of a reintroduction of carbs. When I reintroduce day 1, it will be 1 carb meal. Day 2 will be 2 carb meals. Day 3 will be 3 carb meals, 4 carb meals the next, and so on until every whole food meal has some carbs in it, and then a balance of protein and fats as well. So I thank you guys for tuning in. I thank you guys for asking the questions, and I thank you guys for being interested in what I do. So I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks.